Welcome to Biggest Spoilars, the destination for exclusive spoilers, latest updates.
General Hospital spoilers for Monday, December 8th, reveal that there'll be some Charlotte Cassadine hijacking fear while Carly Spencer warns Valentine Cassadine to get out. Jocelyn Jacks will also get some scary news, so let's talk about all the drama ahead. First, on Monday's GH occasion, Brooke Lynn Quartermaine will open up to Ned Quartermaine about the part she regrets most. It sounds like Brooke Lynn will condemn herself for some of the conflict between Gio and Dante Falconeri, but Ned may contend it's not her fault. Meanwhile, Lucas Jones will partake a romantic mess with Marco Rios, but the discussion will inescapably drift to his issues with Carly. Lucas will argue that it's not okay and refuse to pretend else when it comes to Carly's former commentary about Marco. As word of Valentine's escape spreads, Dante will tell Nathan that nothing is going to stop Valentine from getting to Charlotte. Lulu will also freak out and roar for Charlotte to get in the house along with Rocco Falconeri, so she'll be hopeless to stop Valentine from running off with their son. Once Jocelyn gets updates on Valentine's flight, she'll tell Jack Brennan that this means her mama is in peril, too. Jocelyn may remind Brennan that Carly nearly faced a grim fate due to Valentine's poison bottle of Gamesome. Now Jocelyn might sweat that Valentine will target Carly as part of his vengeance on Brennan. Still, Brennan and Jocelyn won't realize Valentine is working with Carly on a plan for vengeance rather. Carly won't want her cooperation with Valentine to be exposed, especially since she could get in trouble for harboring a fugitive. That's why Carly will tell Valentine that he needs to get the hell out incontinently, but he may seek her help hiding out rather. Carly's about to take a huge adventure, so she'll put her own freedom on the line to help Valentine. Eventually, Alexis Davis will get some disquieting information, so she may be informed of Valentine's escape as well. General Hospital spoilers say Alexis will have enterprises like plenitude of other Port Charles residers, so stay tuned. Jason Morgan helped an extremely inebriated Britt Westbourne. Plus, Jocelyn Jacks was summoned to the WSB office, and Laura Collins was visited by Agonies. Jason Morgan saves Britt Westbourne. Although he didn't misbehave with her request for a kiss, Jason attended a tipsy Britt back to her room. Hurt by the rejection, Britt lashed out at him for spoiling her night out, but Jason wouldn't abandon her. When Britt's alarm chimed for the third time, she told Jason to step into the hallway for some sequestration, sarcastically remarking that guards generally stood there since they weren't musketeers. Jason stepped outdoors but kept the door ajar, egging Britt to close it herself as her alarm sounded again, reminding her to take her darkness injection. After reacquiring her drug box from the nightstand, Britt collapsed. Jason rushed back into the room, helped her up, and guided her to the bed as she blubbed about demanding to give herself an injection. He picked up a vial and needle from the bottom, prepared the drug, and gently administered the shot when Britt's hand quivered, too important for her to do it herself. As Jason put away Britt into bed, she lamented that she must be more enraptured than she realized to let him see her stomach. Once Britt fell asleep, Jason settled into the armchair in her room, keeping his pledge to stay by her side. Carly Spencer keeps up appearances. General Hospital recaps for Friday's show note that Jack Brennan was curious if Carly Spencer's lower-than-normal Thanksgiving regale was due to him. She claimed her other family members had other plans. She expressed disappointment that Lucas Jones didn't come, attributing it to the fight they had. Jack believed Carly had conformed with Lucas, so she clarified that she chose to stay for a better moment to apologize rather than defying him at work. Confident that she and her family would ultimately resolve their issues, Jack kissed Carly farewell before leaving for work. Carly kept up the act until he was gone, but once she was alone, she shook off the ick, recalling her discussion with Valentine Cassadine about taking Brennan down. Trina Robinson and Jocelyn Jacks catch up. Trina Robinson caught Jocelyn sneaking around their apartment in the dark, packing in late bag. She noticed Kai Taylor's auto outdoors and decided to find another place to spend the night, not wanting to return to her mama's. When Trina encouraged her friend to talk about what was bothering her, Joss revealed that she had a strange Thanksgiving regale with her mama and Brennan. She also revealed she'd slept with Vonna many nights before. He'd wormed her since also, and Joss was frustrated with herself for getting her expedients up and going back to him. Trina reassured Joss. Trina comforted her that it was normal to feel worried since Vaughn had broken her trust, but Joss combated that Vaughn was just doing his job. Also, Jocelyn entered a textbook from Brennan, calling her to the WSB office, and she prevaricated, saying she was going back to her mama's house since Jack wasn't staying there after all. After Jocelyn left, Kai woke up and came into the living room to check on Trina's roommate. She said Jocelyn was floundering, so they talked. Seeing that Trina was also going through a lot, Kai sat coming to her, and she thanked him for his help with her parents' problems. He promised they would work together to clear her parents' names. Trina smiled, saying she was happy to have him despite everything, and Kai replied he wouldn't waste the alternate chance she gave him. Felicia Jones caught up with Lucas Jones at the hospital after visiting her son in Boston. Felicia Jones set up Lucas at the sanitarium to thank him for helping his kinsman. Lucas told Felicia he was in touch with Maxie Jones' care platoon, and no change in her condition was good news, meaning she was fighting. Carly arrived shortly after, and when she asked about Maxie, Felicia participated about the family time in Boston. Carly said that made her heart happy, and Lucas gave her a strange look. Carly tried to make amends with Lucas, noticing the stock pressure. Felicia left to handle some paperwork. Carly also offered Lucas a piece of pecan pie as a peace gesture, but he turned it down. Carly apologized for not inviting him to Thanksgiving, and Lucas questioned whether Marco Rios would have been included. When Carly dithered, Lucas, feeling disrespected, said that was why he wouldn't have gone anyway. Carly rued her words during their fight and wished to take them back. But Lucas said he was glad to know how she really felt about Marco. Carly claimed she was only trying to cover him. But Lucas responded that it still hurt to suppose his family saw him as a fool for moving in with a swain who was simply using him. Lucas was surprised when Carly admitted she didn't suppose he was foolish and that anyone could be deceived. Still, rather of clarifying her statement, Carly told her family she was just trying to shield him from being hurt by the person he loved. Lucas indicted his family of projecting her own problems with Sonny Corinthos onto him. Lucas admitted his marriage to Brad Cooper ended badly. General Hospital recaps for December 5 state that stating that his relationship with Brad Cooper had ended poorly. Lucas snapped that it didn't mean Marco would lie to him. Eventually, Lucas told his family he didn't want to argue presently, realizing he could no way make her trust Marco. He added that until she accepted Marco's presence in his life, he demanded some distance. Though disappointed, Carly agreed and tearfully told her family he could reach out if he demanded anything. Also, she gave him the plate of pie and wished him a happy Thanksgiving before she left. Felicia gave Lucas some family advice laterally on. Felicia took a moment to break at the Mecca to bid farewell to Lucas as she made her way out. As they gabbled, she brought up his mama and disregarded about her own dear friend who had passed down. Felicia remarked on Bobby Spencer's remarkable capability to forgive and observed that both Lucas and Carly participated that applaudable particularity. She refocused out that Bobby would no way have wished for any rift to live between him and Carly. With that in mind, Felicia encouraged Lucas not to lose stopgap when it came to reconnecting with his family. Brennan barked at Jocelyn when Jocelyn arrived at the WSB office. Brennan indicted her of giving Emma Scorpio Drake and Gio Palmieri the address of Henry Dalton's alternate lab from a classified train. Jocelyn didn't deny it, arguing that if the WSB set up no link between Dalton and Jen Sidwell or Caesar Faison's design, her musketeers should be suitable to save the creatures. Jack yelled that she broke protocol and hovered to transfer her. Jocelyn allowed. That was too harsh for just slipping an address under a door, but Brennan said it was for continuing her relationship with Vaughn after being advised to stay down. Realizing commodity was out, Jocelyn asked what Brennan did to Vaughn, and her master said he was far down with orders not to communicate her. Brennan continued the pitfalls. Jack ordered Jocelyn to follow the same orders, advising her she could end up in a basement station in Finland if she didn't. The only reason that hasn't happened yet, Jack cried, but Jocelyn cut him off. Because you're sleeping with my mama? She asked sarcastically. Jack also advised her that she was close to crossing a line, which only frustrated Jocelyn more. Oh, I'm crossing a line. Meanwhile, you're just using me to get word from my uncle while making me lie to my mama, she said. Brennan's critical call. General Hospital recaps reveal that when Brennan said he was clear about her prospects at the WSB, Josh shot back that she got how that applied to his courting, but not to public security. Brennan told Jocelyn she could ruin his relationship with Carly after the job, but they demanded to stop Sidwell first. Jocelyn was shocked when Brennan said the WSB wanted to take Sidwell's technology rather than destroying it. He wouldn't give her further details since the case was classified, claiming he'd formerly made enough concessions for her and was trying to keep her safe because of her mama. Also, Brennan's phone chimed. "Oh my God," Jack said, fear in his eyes after hearing the frequenter. Valentine Cassadine on the loose after her heated exchange with Lucas at the sanitarium, Carly made her way back home. As she mounted the staircase, she came to a halt. Commodity outside caught her attention, egging her to snare the poker tool from the fireplace. She cautiously moved towards the window to take a near look. Out of nowhere, a figure surfaced from behind her, and Carly snappily turned around, ready to defend herself, only to find it was Valentine Cassadine, his face bruised and smeared with blood. "I told you I'd be in touch," he declared. Laura Collins, haunted by agony. A knock on the door woke Laura from her nap. She was shocked to see her dead family, Cyrus Renault, at the door. It was just a agony where Cyrus's ghost said he tasted. She demanded him and gave her an early Christmas gift. When Laura would end open the box, Cyrus opened it himself, showing the gun that killed Professor Dalton. Laura cried that she didn't shoot Dalton and had no explanation for why he was in her box. Cyrus claimed she must take responsibility. Esme Prince makes an appearance next. The furious spirit of Esme Prince made her way down the staircase, unleashing her wrath upon Laura for taking her son from her grasp. She also revealed to Laura that she had been concealing Ace Cassadine all this time, criminating Laura of being a fabricator and unworthy of raising a child. Cyrus fitted, asserting that he and Laura participated further parallels than she was willing to admit. "Deep down, you were apprehensive that I was correct. Can't you see it?" Cyrus remarked to his family. She suddenly sat up herself, gripping the gun in her hand. At that point, Laura woke up from her agony. Kevin Collins comes home to see his woman is a mess. Laura woke up startled from her agony just before Kevin Collins got home from seeing his case. She hugged him and told him that Jen Sidwell had put Dalton's body in her box and had blackmailed her earlier. Anxiously, Laura participated her terrible agony about Cyrus and Esme. Kevin refocused out that her subconscious was showing her what she wanted to do, not what she should do. As they bandied her options, Kevin reminded Laura to suppose about Ace and her opinions, and she bothered about her grandson's future. Kevin reasons with his woman. He also mentioned that it could help Laura if Anna Devane and the PCPD knew Sidwell's capabilities, but Laura lamented that Anna was down on a WSB assignment. Holding back gashes, Laura said she couldn't turn herself in without involving Sonny since Detective Nathan West had seen them together at the scene. Laura allowed about going to the police but misdoubted a jury would believe Sonny was innocent in Dalton's death. Kevin looked shocked. Kevin told her that if she stayed silent, she'd have to face the consequences of giving in to Sidwell's demands. Laura believed she could lessen the damage Sidwell caused in the megacity by staying ahead of the felonious, but Kevin felt that was too important for her to handle. Jen Sidwell shows up at Sonny Corinthos' home. General Hospital recaps for Friday, December 5th indicate that Sidwell visited Sonny to clarify effects before the toughie could kill him. When Sonny asked why, Sidwell said that not having a motive was the stylish chance for Sonny to exclude him. Sonny agreed it was a valid point, and also, Sidwell revealed a print of Sonny and Laura with Dalton's cadaver. Sidwell laughed when Sonny claimed he was just helping a friend with auto issues, saying the print looked more like a murder conspiracy than auto trouble. Sonny smiled and challenged Sidwell to show a body since there was no evidence of death. Sidwell replied he'd enough substantiation to immure both Corinthos and Mayor Collins. Eventually, Sidwell stated he wanted Sonny's full cooperation and support. Sonny and Sidwell continue when Sonny said it would look odd if he vended the peers after their fight over Measure C. Sidwell replied that he'd raised his offer significantly after losing the vote. That would make it feel like a business deal where Sonny gained a lot. Sonny was skeptical that people would believe that story, but Sidwell laughed, saying everyone has a price and no bone would know the verity. Also, Sunny asked what differently Sidwell wanted besides the peers, and Sidwell said that was all for now. Still, he added that if anything happened to him or Marco, the prince and the gun with Laura's DNA used to kill Dalton would go to the police. Sunny in shocked, Sunny claimed Laura did earn Sidwell's manipulation for influence. Sidwell smugly claimed it was a lucky break, now having the mayor and the original crime lord under his control. Sunny declared he could leave the country since Laura could manage the police alone. Sidwell, knowing Sunny would cover the mayor, advised him he also had to guard himself and Marco if either got hurt. Sunny and Laura would be responsible for Dalton's murder. After Sidwell departed, Sunny picked up the print as Laura called to inform him about her hassle with Sidwell. Telling her that Sidwell had visited him, too, Sunny promised Laura they would find a way to deal with their situation. Be sure to catch up on everything passing with GH right now. Come back then frequently for General Hospital spoilers, news, and updates. The chaotic tapestry of Port Charles continues to unravel with frightening new developments and precarious alliances. As Monday, December 8 dawns, the city finds itself on a razor's edge. Panic over a child's safety will reach a fever pitch, desperate warnings will be issued, and long-simmering family fractures will come to a head, all while the shadow of a dangerous fugitive looms large over everyone. The day's tensions begin within the Quartermaine family, as Brooke Lynn Quartermaine seeks solace from her grandfather, Ned Quartermaine. Burdened by guilt, she confesses to the role she believes she played in exacerbating the conflict between musician Gio Palmieri and Detective Dante Falconeri. Ned, ever the voice of reason, will likely offer comforting words, insisting the situation is not her fault and that the complexities between Dante and Gio extend far beyond her influence. Across town, a romantic dinner between Lucas Jones and his boyfriend, Marco Rios, is destined to be overshadowed by familial discord. Despite their attempts to enjoy a peaceful meal, their conversation will inevitably circle back to Lucas's ongoing rift with his sister, Carly Spencer. Lucas remains steadfast in his hurt and anger, refusing to downplay the impact of Carly's past disparaging remarks about Marco. He is resolved not to pretend everything is fine, making it clear that until Carly can genuinely accept his relationship, a chasm will remain between them. This domestic strife is minor, however, compared to the citywide alarm that erupts as news spreads that Valentine Cassadine has escaped custody. For Dante Falconeri and his wife, Lulu Spencer Falconeri, this is their worst nightmare realized. Dante confides in his brother, Nathan West, with grim certainty, stating that nothing in the world will prevent Valentine from trying to reach his daughter, Charlotte. Lulu, consumed by maternal terror, will be heard desperately shouting for Charlotte and her son, Rocco, to get inside the house, her voice trembling with the fear that Valentine is coming to snatch their child away. The panic is not confined to the Falconeri household. When Jocelyn Jacks learns of the escape, her immediate thought is for her mother's safety. Rushing to her WSB handler, and her mother's boyfriend, Jack Brennan, Jocelyn frantically points out that Carly is now in grave danger. She reminds Brennan of the previous attempt on Carly's life via Valentine's poisoned champagne, fearing that Carly will become a target in Valentine's quest for vengeance against Brennan. Unbeknownst to both Jocelyn and Brennan, their fears are misdirected. Valentine and Carly have, in fact, forged a secret, dangerous pact to bring Brennan down. Carly's primary concern is keeping this alliance hidden, as aiding a fugitive carries severe consequences. This leads to a fraught confrontation. Carly will locate Valentine and demand he get the hell out immediately, hoping to distance herself from the escalating manhunt. Valentine, however, wounded and with few options, is likely to plead for her assistance in finding a safe haven. Carly then faces an agonizing choice: protect herself or honor her covert partnership. In a monumental gamble, she chooses the latter, risking her own freedom to help Valentine evade capture. Meanwhile, Alexis Davis joins the growing list of Port Charles residents receiving the troubling news, her legal mind undoubtedly racing with concerns about the implications of Valentine's flight. These current crises unfold in the wake of a series of emotionally charged encounters. Jason Morgan recently found himself in the role of reluctant guardian angel for a heartbroken and heavily intoxicated Britt Westbourne. After escorting her home and refusing a kiss she sought in a moment of vulnerability, Jason demonstrated his unwavering loyalty. When Britt collapsed while attempting to administer her crucial nightly medication, Jason rushed to her aid. With steady hands, he prepared and administered the injection her own trembling hands could not, then tenderly ensured she was safely in bed. True to his word, he remained in her room throughout the night, a silent sentinel. Carly Spencer, meanwhile, has been expertly maintaining a facade for Jack Brennan. She explained away her subdued Thanksgiving by citing family conflicts, specifically her fallout with Lucas. She played the part of a woman confident that reconciliation with her brother was inevitable. Only when alone could she shed the act, her disgust at the pretense clear as she steeled herself for the dangerous game she is playing with Valentine. Jocelyn's personal life is equally tumultuous. After a strained Thanksgiving with her mother and Brennan, she confessed to her roommate, Trina Robinson, that she had reconnected with Vaughn, only to be ghosted afterward. Trina offered comforting words, but Jocelyn's turmoil was interrupted by a summons from Brennan to the WSB office. There, she faced his fury. Brennan accused her of leaking a classified address to friends Emma Scorpio Drake and Gio Palmieri and, more pointedly, of defying his orders by continuing her relationship with Vaughn. He revealed he had transferred Vaughn away with strict orders to cut contact and threatened Jocelyn with a punitive transfer to a remote post if she disobeyed again. A heated argument ensued, with Jocelyn throwing his relationship with her mother back in his face and accusing him of using her to gather intelligence on her uncle. The confrontation was halted only by an urgent, panic-inducing phone call to Brennan, undoubtedly the first alert of Valentine's escape. The deep wound between Carly and Lucas was further exposed at the hospital. In front of their aunt, Felicia Jones, Carly attempted a clumsy peace offering of pecan pie, which Lucas coldly refused. Carly's apology for excluding him from Thanksgiving rang hollow, especially when Lucas deduced Marco would not have been welcome. Lucas expressed the core of his pain, the belief that his sister sees him as a fool for loving a man she distrusts. While Carly insisted she only wanted to protect him, Lucas accused her of projecting her failed relationship with Sonny Corinthos onto him. He acknowledged his own failed marriage to Brad Cooper but defended his right to trust Marco now. The heartbreaking exchange ended with Lucas stating he needed distance until Carly could accept his partner, a decision he later discussed with a sympathetic Felicia. She gently counseled him, invoking the memory of his mother, Bobby Spencer, and her incredible capacity for forgiveness, urging him not to give up on healing the rift with his sister. The psychological toll of the city's darkness is also weighing heavily on Mayor Laura Collins. Haunted by a horrific nightmare, she awoke to the spectral visions of her deceased brother, Cyrus Renaud, and a vengeful Esme Prince. In the dream, they taunted her about the death of Professor Dalton and her custody of Ace, with Cyrus insinuating she was more like him than she cared to admit. The nightmare left her shaken, and she confessed everything to her husband, Kevin Collins, the blackmail by Jen Sidwell, the body in her trunk, and her overwhelming fear. Kevin logically advised that coming forward might be the only way to limit Sidwell's power, but Laura, thinking of Ace and Sonny's involvement, feels trapped in silence, believing she must manage the threat from the inside. That threat was made explicitly clear to Sonny Corinthos himself. Sidwell paid a menacing visit to the mobster, presenting photographic proof of Sonny and Laura with Dalton's body. With chilling calm, Sidwell outlined his terms, Sonny's full cooperation, including the sale of the waterfront piers to him. He coldly noted that should anything happen to him or his associate, Marco, evidence tying Laura to the murder weapon would be sent to the police. This move expertly manipulates Sonny's protective instincts, binding him to Laura's fate. After Sidwell departed, Sonny received a call from a distraught Laura, and he vowed they would find a way through the nightmare together. As Monday arrives, Port Charles is a city baptized in fresh turmoil. Encouraging words from family like Ned and Felicia are drowned out by the drumbeat of angry threats from figures like Brennan and Sidwell. With a kidnapped child's fate unknown, a fugitive on the loose, a mayor and a mobster in a blackmailer's grip, and familial bonds stretched to their breaking point, the residents of this embattled town are bracing for a storm that shows no sign of abating.